Welcome to Lycomingfootball.com. We're going into week number 2, and we just happened to catch the assistant athletic director and sports information director. Kind of a long title.
What do I do with my hands?
Yeah.
My hands up here?
Yeah.
Here?
Well, you can do that, Joe. I think Joe's nervous. He likes to talk to everyone, but when they want to interview him, he's... But I think a lot of Joe, we ride to a lot of games together. What is this? How many years is this? 3 or 4? I've lost track.
This is year 3.
Year 3. And you pretty much have the away games down now. You won't need a GPS?
We'll see. I'll probably have a GPS this week. Yeah, unless you want to end up in Philly.
No. Tell everyone a little bit of where you came from and how you got into being an SID.
Well, I went to Susquehanna University, and about the first week that I was at Susquehanna, I wrote an article for the school paper, and the SID happened to see it and like it. He asked me if I wanted a job not too much later, and I accepted, and I've been in the business for 12 years, I think, after that. I worked at Susquehanna for 4. I worked at University of Buffalo as a graduate assistant for 2. I worked at Michigan State for 1, USC Upstate, which is in Spartanburg, South Carolina, for 3, and this is my 3rd year at Lycoming.
What got you back to Lycoming? Just want to get back to North Central PA?
Yeah, it was really an issue of trying to get closer to our families. My wife and I are both from New York. We wanted to get back home, so that's what brought us to Lycoming. Obviously, you know, I knew about the tradition, having gone to Susquehanna. I knew that Lycoming always beat us. So.
Well, not always. It seems like when Lycoming should have won, sometimes they lost. So it was always a great rivalry, Susquehanna and Lycoming. I'm sorry to see them off the list. I guess we might get back someday. But and then recently you were promoted to assistant athletic director. Has that really? I know you say it hasn't done a whole lot to you, but I don't think that's quite true. What's your role there?
It's certainly a different set of job specifications. You know, a couple things that I have to do now are more compliance oriented, making sure that the student athletes are eligible, going through the paperwork with them when they get to school. So those are a couple things that I work on with the athletes. You know, anytime that there is general athletic department issues, if I can help in that, I try to.
Well, I've noticed your write-ups over the years, and I always call you a writing machine. I think you're this type of guy that can take the stats and without even seeing the game and make it sound even better than what the game was. You just have that way about you. For someone who wants to come into this career field, I know you would say probably get ready for some long hours and maybe think about it, but you have to know so much. You have to love sports, I'm sure, and you have to be pretty computer literate, I believe.
Yeah, the first thing is you really have to have a love of sports. You have to have a love to tell a story, and that's two of the things that I really enjoy is being able to write about the athletes, and not just in one sport, not being confined to, you know, a Lycoming college football beat, but being able to write about 17 sports. Because once you realize how much effort a swimmer puts into practice and puts into a meet, when you see them come out of the pool and they're physically just totally drained, all their energy's gone. And the same thing happens when you get off a wrestling mat. You really have a lot of respect for what the athletes are trying to do. And that's where my love of sports comes from, is seeing that all-out effort, and it's something I really enjoy. As far as being computer literate, obviously, you know, you have to learn how to use stat programs. You have to learn how to write an article using Microsoft Word. There's some desktop publishing that's involved. More and more in the business today, there's more video. So there's all sorts of things that, you know, make the athletic department stand out more, and that's certainly what we try to do every day.
You need to know about website updating and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. We work on the website, athletics.lycoming.edu. All the content that's placed on there is from me.
So, I mean, you need a lot of tools in the toolbox to get this job done. The one thing that really impressed me is how you can find so many stats on people, and even maybe on a bad game, you seem to always find some of the brightest spots and compare them to what's coming up, and I think that's good for the athletes in the school.
I really feel like one of the most important things I can do is always be positive. I'm not writing for a newspaper. I'm writing to be a tool for the school to get our story out about our athletes. And my job is to be positive about our athletes, because they are great kids. And whether or not the result is a win or a loss, there's always something that happened in a game that is positive for the team, and that is my job to point that out.
Well, you're one of the best I've seen at it, and so good luck the rest of the year, and it'll be good traveling with you on Saturday.
All right. Thanks, John.
Yep. Thanks, Joe. This is a production of Lycomingfootball.com, your 2012 Warriors connection.